Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl the Done Elizabeth, and here we are with the second part of this 5-step process into getting you started on your weight loss journey, to getting you started and becoming a better version of yourself. So let's briefly go over what step 1 consisted of. And step 1 pretty much consisted of making a commitment and believing in yourself. So if you haven't already, go back and watch the first step to this video. Make sure you have answered all the discussion questions so that way that we can ease into step number 2. So step number 2 is going to be the very most important step to me, because it's literally going to be the key to getting you to where you want to be. And when you get to where you want to be, the key to keeping you where you want to be. It's going to be literally everything that you need to succeed and to stay there. Step number 2 is finding a plan that works for you. So I know we get on YouTube, we get on Instagram. The fitness world and social media is so saturated with fad diets, like how to lose 30 pounds in 10 days, how to drop 50 pounds in 5 days. We tend to become super duper obsessed with quick and fast results. And without a doubt, following these plans will get you those quick, fast, and results if you're consistent. But what happens when you stop sticking to that particular plan? So this is what guides me into step number 2, which is finding a plan that works for you. And the first question that I want you to ask yourself is, because I know you, if you're watching this video, you've probably been researching, you've probably been trying to find a way to get you started on your journey. Whichever plan that you decide to go with, the first question that you need to ask yourself is, do I see myself sticking to this a year from now? And if you literally sit there and think about everything that consists of this plan, is it restrictive? Does it cause you to work very excessively all the time? Are you able, with your schedule, to commit to that a year from now? And if, honestly, being honest with yourself, if you don't see yourself committing to it a year from now, then that is not the plan for you. Finding a plan that works for you is going to be very critical, because you have to learn some type of balance. You have to learn that being on a journey is not 100% all the time. And if you're a regular to my channel, you probably have seen me several times say this. Like, I have literally made 10 steps forward, took probably 15 back, but overall I've still been on the course, because the plan that I have in place easily allows me to get right back on track. And that's what we need, because going into this journey, I want you to understand that every day will not be a perfect day. Every week might not be a perfect week, but when you look at 365 days out of the year, if every weekend, one day after weekend, you decide you want to do whatever you want, don't stick to the plan, think about that number compared to 365. So it's not about what you do within one day or within that 1 week, or maybe you even take 1 month off. It's about if you stay there, or do you decide to get back on track. And so that's why it's critical to find a plan that you're easily able to quickly adjust and get back on track. So the first thing that I want you to do is look at your question that we discussed of, as far as like, what does nutrition and working out look like for you as the better version of yourself? The plan that you're deciding to go with, take some time to think about some research. Like, research, find a couple of options that you think may work for you. Quote unquote, may work for you. So find a couple of options. I highly recommend to not go for quick, fast weight loss, because we want to focus on it being sustainable. And most time, those fad diets, those quick gimmicks, does not help you when you're thinking long term. It only thinks for a short window of time. Finding a plan that creates balance. So this also goes into not being super duper restrictive. So if you have a plan that tells you, oh, you have to cut out all your soda, you have to cut out all fried foods, you have to cut out all sweets, you have to cut out this for a certain amount of days. If we being realistic, we only crave things when we go without. You literally only crave things when you go without. And when you mentally tell yourself that you cannot have it. Cookies are just cookies, but when you decide to tell yourself, okay, I'm not going to eat cookies for 30 days, then all you think about is cookies. When you do have a chance to eat those cookies, you're going to go fed, because you mentally told yourself that you couldn't have it. And in a life of balance, in a life of making lifestyle changes, why will we cut our cookies? So now the next thing that you're going to do is look at each point that you have made and figure out if it allows balance for you. Does it forces you to go cold turkey? Does it forces you to be super duper restrictive? And if any of these options forces you to be restrictive or forces you to go cold turkey, or once again, if you don't see yourself committed to a year from now, go ahead and cross it off the list. And also have an open mind to this. Don't automatically don't automatically doubt yourself that you don't have the discipline to go through with it. Have an open mind, and remember, like we said in step 1, to be open to changing your mindset, be open to new things, be open to creating new habits. What I want you to do is commit to one of those choices. I want you to try to stick to it for 21 days. If you stick to it for 21 days and it causes any type of stress, or you feel like, oh, this might not work for me, then maybe we need to do some minor adjustment. You don't have to cross out the choice as a whole all at one, but you could just make some minor adjustments. So step 2 is literally all about mapping out some things that might work for you, finding out, does it cause you to be restrictive? Does it cause you to be cold turkey? And so that also leads me into discussing the route that I took. It was always easier for me to say, okay, I'm just going to eat healthier, but that easily made me think, okay, well, I'm just going to eat salads all the time, or I'm just going to eat this all the time. No fried foods, none of this. I'm just going to eat everything that I deemed as healthy. So then I realized, that might not work for me, because I like to eat. Even 150 pounds down, your girl still can go ham and go hard. So that's why I lean towards macro counting, because it allows me to mentally give myself a daily budget when it comes to eating. And over time, like, it could be days where I could literally not track, but still mentally know, like, okay, done, this is way out of your calories. And it also allows me to, like, if it's a weekend or a week that I go out on vacation, if I'm not eating that daily budget, when I come back, I'm easily able to get right back into that daily budget. If you're consistent 80% of the time and 20% of the time kind of just being free, eating what you love, then it's no way that you will not get the results. So make sure you have jotted down all the things that we discussed today, because step 3 is coming tomorrow. And once we move into step 3 is really going to give us the nitty gritty on really finding a way to be able to map out our days week to week and find a way to show up for ourselves each and every day. By the time you get to step 5, you're going to have a routine. You're going to have a plan that works for you. You're going to learn self-discipline, and you're going to be on your way getting towards that better version of yourself. So one more thing before I head out. I want you to take whatever you wrote down as a healthier version, better version of yourself, and I want you to write it down on a piece of paper and stick it up on your wall somewhere that you can see every day as a daily reminder. Because most times, I know for me, I'll write things down and never get back to it. But I want you to put this in a place where you go every morning. It could be in a restroom on your mirror. It could be a mirror in your room. I want you to put it somewhere that you can see it daily too. Always remind yourself on what's to go. Always remind yourself on where we're trying to get to. Because y'all know, with life obstacles and life's ups and downs, we can get easily distracted. But when it comes to what we're trying to do for ourselves, we don't have time to get distracted. I need y'all tuned in, ready to elevate. So with that being said, make sure you have jotted down all the things that we discussed. I will put a brief summary in the details below so that y'all know what the discussion questions that we had today. And I will see you guys in step 3. With that being said, y'all already know the drill. Come back and mess with your girl. Peace out.